gonna play our way through some more matches with Lantern. Playing the same list as last time I streamed. Minus 1 welding jar in the main, plus 1 surgical. So we'll see. It's kind of a metagame call, I suppose. There are enough matchups out there where you want the 3rd surgical that I wanted it back in the main, but a lot of the pithing needle centric matchups have kind of fallen off in the meta. Really doesn't do a whole lot against Death Shadow, especially Grixis Death Shadow, which took down both Copenhagen and SCG. Baltimore this weekend, so. And hopefully we're playing non-copyrighted music, so this video will be watchable once I upload it.
Well, if it's more of anything muted you. In the meantime, I'm doing some research on how we could play copyrighted music if we attribute it to the correct people.
So YouTube will already do that. It just limits where it's available because there are different countries.
Here.
Boo. I need lands. I'm gonna keep this and hope we draw Mill Rock. Or Bridge. Fuck. Well, we're playing against Tron. Probably. Fortunately, our opponent looks like he's not going to be doing a good job of drawing lands. All we need is a Ghost Quarter, really, with this hand. So we would like to draw a Ghost Quarter very much. And I don't think we're in too much of a rush just yet. Sequences correctly. Just in case they've got some weird crap in their main. That's going to get cycled into Ancient Stirrings, which is going to get cycled into a Tron land.
Oh, he's gonna find Tron?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I know, weird. It's like their deck's designed to do that. Pretty sure our opponent doesn't have another land, so I'm still going to be looking to just deny them of that. Urza's Tower is land 6. So we need to find Ghost Quarter pretty quickly. I'm willing to fight over that. Can't let him have that because he can pop it already. He can have Fog.
Odd.
So yeah, I'm just going to let him draw that O-Stone and surgical it. I think we're full up on the mana denial plan because we don't have enough needles in our deck right now to deal with these things. usually fight over cantrips because I hate them.
Facial contortion's fine. Why no bridge?
Because I'd rather just get another mill rock.
Fair.
That'd be... Actually, no, we can play bridge. This isn't gonna, the end result's gonna be the same. That would be land number 6 for our opponent.
Ace. Okay.
That would also be land number 6. We get to draw a mill rock next turn anyway. So I'm just going to draw that because the net end result is the same. Guess I'll grab another Pixis.
Seems good.
Let's... Yeah, another fog.
Oh, we've seen it happen.
Alright, got their game 1 against our presumably monogreen Tron opponent. Bring in the standard fare. I usually swap out the abrupt decays for just straight up artifact enchantment removal because that's all they're going to be hitting anyway and they're easier to cast. Padim is nice. Let's see here. I usually cut brutalities because they don't actually hit the things we need to hit. I usually cut 2 bridges because if they've landed creatures, we're probably dead anyway. And then usually an opal. I used to have a 3rd ghost quarter on the board that I would side in. Obviously for this matchup and Valakut matchups, but I haven't been playing it much lately, so. Oh, we're gonna want Lost Legacy too. The card's good here. I like 2 bridges. Cut and Inquisition. A little bit light on hand interaction, but oh well.
I like this. Like it's slow, but it can interact with their hand and needle an early threat.
I don't think this does enough, honestly. Like we Thoughtseize them, but they're so good at finding redundant threats. I'm gonna mulligan this. This at least has a lantern.
You need a black source put though.
I do. Oh, opponent's on roll to 5. That's always nice. Yep, I will put that on top.
It's 5 number 5.
He put a card on top.
Wonder what he's gonna do now.
Yep. Favorite thing about this deck. Let's get some information about that hand.
You need trumps.
Yeah, that's right. Tell us about the deck. So black source, that's a surgical that tower. Hopefully, maybe, unless he goes and finds a tower, which he should.
Mine.
No, he found a mine. Interesting.
You just really want to be on camera, don't you?
Legendary lands biting us.
we could somehow entice him to ghost quarter it,
Of
actually
course,
it would
he's
help us.
kind of hoping you wouldn't have the green source. Can't let him have that pithing needle. It kind of shuts down everything we're doing right now. We're gonna mill you. That is a redundant piece. I'll regenerate that. I have a sneaking suspicion that he just has Tron, given that he didn't find a tower after we milled one.
There we go.
Awkwardly, we need to not draw another land next turn.
I would go ahead and play the Glimmer Void. It allows you to, if your lands on top, movements back the jar. So you can play that and still go.
It does, that's a really good call. I totally missed that. That is a really good call. I totally missed this play. This was all Lindsay. Probably a slight misplay there, but
Can attack for mana.
pretty sure we know exactly what we're getting. Actually, we do just know exactly what we're getting.
Is it Needle for the Osta?
No, it's surgical.
Okay.
Just take him off Tron for forever.
Fair.
Stopping the draw step again. Let's get him. Tower, tower. Draw your tower. Take your tower. Unfortunately, at this point, these games are very much not won.
No.
Oh, we don't have a green source, though. He's got Ghost Quarter available to him,
What's
which...
Tate's in there? He is mono green.
2 claims, a needle.
1 of Needle? Okay.
It's got some warping whales. It's got an Emrakul the Promise End.
2 more Osta.
So I'm looking for a needle. What are we looking for? I feel like we're probably looking for a Ghost Quarter. Although Ghost Quarter turns on both those Ancient Stirrings. I think I'm just going to draw this. Or make him Ghost Quarter himself if he wants that green mana.
Mm-hmm. No.
He's going to take care of that for us. He did see the line, unfortunately. But he's going to have to fight to get all the land he can get.
Yeah. Which being able to dig for land helps them.
Sanctum of Ugin is obnoxious.
It's gonna be a while before you can cast a spell to pop it.
Well, he's got at least one more land in hand due to the
Look, he found land.
Alright, so he's at 5 mana.
Mm-hmm. But he's hellbent. He's gonna want that expedition map.
Sure, another fucking cantrip. Just gonna cantrip into a land. That's why I hate playing against this deck. Really want a Ghost Quarter.
One, two, three. We have 5 mana now that we have that Blooming Marsh. And we've got a Ruin's Life, so we can pop Shredder.
This is gonna die anyway. You can definitely draw a big fatty.
Yeah, his big fatty gets reduced by the number of things in his graveyard, which is artifact, land, sorcery,
Artifact, instant, sorcery,
lands.
land.
So that's something you gotta keep in mind.
4. It still costs 9. It's not gonna cost less than Ugin.
Okay, then do we get back?
Warping Whale gives him another fucking mana.
Ruins back a Shredder to start going again?
I'm just gonna draw a Shredder.
Oh, okay.
And that puts him on 6 mana, so worst case is that he still ends up on 6 mana. That Crypt is fine. We are going to respond to it with End of Ruins activation. This deck is just so redundant. Sure.
No more.
God bless it. Watch this. Land? Nope. It's functionally a land.
No World Breaker.
I'll let him have the World Breaker. If he gets the land to cast that, there's nothing we can do. Cool. He took the World Breaker, which means we don't have to fight over land. He's also going to draw this Sundering Titan. I think this is going to give us the chance to get... I can't let you have that.
Oh yeah. Here.
What are you trying to cast? So this is why it's tricky. Like we have to fight over lands and things that he can cast, which is basically his entire deck. Like that. Can't let you have that, because that's a land. That's also a land. Everything's a land.
Or gets a land. Bridge and
I think this, so this Thought Knot Seer is only attacking us for a few a turn, and we can always Inventor Spare into the bridge. I really just want more control over the top of his deck. There. Have a 6-mana cost card. You can't have the Sphere, because that's a land. For anyone who's new to Lantern, you can't respond to the activation of Chromatic Sphere because it's a mana ability, so they get to just draw a card, and there's nothing you can do about that. You can't have that because that takes us off our luck. That's another land. That's not a land, finally. That's not a land. Alright, maybe this is the break that we need.
so the next one goes in your lap.
All the kittens.
Yeah, Crucible allows you to do some looping.
I don't want to draw that. I do want to draw that. Alright, I think we've gotten there. We're at 4 mil rocks, which is about what it takes to keep them off of stuff. We're going to take another couple hits from Thought Knot Seer, but they have no reach, so we're not really too concerned about it. And we're going to keep them off of land for the rest of the game.
Because is Ugin at that point their only reach? Is the uptick?
Yeah. Another land. That's not a land. I don't want to draw this.
Surgical's nice.
Yeah, take that Surgical and go after more of their mana.
Oh, more mana?
Yep. We do need to do some looking and figure out what lands they have in their deck. Like all of them. So we've got Power Plant and only one in place. That probably nets us the most.
Yeah, because mine would only net you one. Ghost Quarter, depending on his build, might net you one or two. Or you can go after a Sphere or a Star. But you're only going to get one or two of those.
Pretty sure the Power Plant gives us the most
Yeah, I think you're
bang for our buck.
Yeah, you're going to get 2 Power Plants.
Oh, never mind. I guess we fixed this one. He's got a Ghost Quarter left, a bunch of Expedition maps. Fortunately, he's 2 lands off from actually doing anything. He's only got a handful of dead cards left in his deck, though, which kind of sucks.
So we need to keep them off basics and the Ghost Quarter, and that's it for lands. And a claim. But look how dense that is. Expedition map can get any one of them.
Alright, so I'm going to go to 3. He's obviously going to draw this Karn, just because I want this extra Pixis. And again, he has no reach, so...
As long as we don't give him an Ugin. But we'll gain enough life to offset.
He's not going to be able to cast the Ugin.
I know. As long as we don't give enough land to get there.
Another thing that would be sweet is a ghost quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take care of this Thought-Knot Seer. That jar is really nice because that lets us give him
That one Nature's Claim.
the Nature's Claim. I think I'd rather just keep him off of things though. Yeah, see, this is why this matchup is just ridiculous.
Okay. Still her turn.
I would like to draw that Ancient Stirrings. See if we can find a Ghost Quarter. I think that puts the game away. Actually, that also pretty much puts the game away. That Dugan on top. Does I think the best of these is Pithing Needle on O-Stone. I think he's still got one of those left. Or no, it's on
Sanctum?
probably Expedition Map.
Yeah, there's still one of those in there.
Another thing you'll find as you play this deck more is that it is a always a slog where they've got like 5 or 6 lands and you just can't let them have another land. We got there though, so yay. When did the music stop?
They're not very long.
Huh.
It's been nice though. Let's pick another one.
We've already heard this song. I think we've already heard this song.
Interesting
Alright,
how many
this
of those
playlist should be a little longer.
Okay. I'll be back. I'm gonna get you.
No thanks. See you in a bit. Sorry, I've been ignoring the chat. The first match was played yesterday. I guess I can just respond to my voice. And it was against Elves. We lost a game 1 that we just couldn't find a bridge, and then game 2 was turn 2. We played a turn 2 bridge with the help of Opal and Welding Jar off of Mold 5. It was kind of nice. Like turn 1 was Inquisition, Jar, Opal. Turn 2 was Opal, Land, Bridge, and then the third game was pretty similar, except we didn't have to Mold 5, and we actually had the Lantern Lock as well. Yeah, Crucible of Worlds is the Nutter Butters. So like last game, this hand, in my opinion, doesn't do anything. Maybe if we get to a third artifact and get to play all of our mana sources before we die, then we get to start looping Inventor's Fair. But it doesn't do anything until like turn 4 at the earliest, probably turn 5. Except Inquisition our opponent, which is not going to keep us alive. This hand also does nothing.
And to answer the question,
This hand also does nothing. Alright, cool. Lots of mulligans. We've got Infernal Tutor and 2 cards that we can't cast. This is, I think, a close enough 5 that a black source is maybe hopefully good enough. That's not a black source. Let's throw my opponents on mulligan to 6. I probably should have molded 4 here. There are enough like 2-land bridge hands or like Lantern, Millrock hands at a MODO 4. It's not the end of the world. Obviously not ideal.
But yeah, to answer the question, we actually played the first match of this league last night. We didn't stream it. What was it against? Was it Montreal?
Elves already talked about it.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, sure.
Take the Inquisition, I guess? With those colors on it?
We definitely should have MODO 4 because Glimmer Void's not a live draw either. Yeah, this was a really bad keep. Oh well.
Well, Inspire's not at the moment. I draw either. But it lives. Yeah, it's the interaction.
That's kind of fine. So if we draw, probably just gonna get snagged within their next discard spell. This is Jund or Jund Death Shadow, which is not a matchup you want to be on 5 on. Especially not a crappy 5. Colored Source. Yeah, getting there. Liliana's like worst possible here.
More threats. Those aren't good.
This is probably going to grow his Scoifs, but we're going to do it anyway. On the bright side, we are now just 1 land off of Abrupt Decaying both of his things. That's an easy take.
Yeah, and it doesn't go to Goy. What's the rest of that hand?
There's a Fatal Push in a land.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, colored mana source. And our opponent not playing a Lily here. Or a Death Shadow.
Yep, that is.
Hey, that's a good card right here. Colored mana source. That's game.
You sure?
Yeah, we're going to get attacked for too much. And then the next turn we were drawing. I guess we're still maybe drawing live to bridge.
Ley lines.
Definitely against the Jund version, we want jars. I actually bring in 2 cages because it's just too hard to survive it. Both halves of an Ancient Grudge. You frequently need to be able to mill them. This card's good here. This card's good here. This card's kind of slow. These don't actually kill anything. Surgical is not really where we want to be. They're pretty light on things we want to needle. It's like Liliana only, and we've got Ley Lines and Abrupt Decays that also deal with her. And we're going to cut probably a mana source, probably an opal. Makes Ley Lines a little harder to cast, but usually their threats are big enough that we don't need to worry. Yeah, I mean, definitely don't mulligan this hand. Unfortunately, one of our pieces is probably going to get Inquisitioned. So let's start with a lantern and see how it goes. Our opponent kept 7. That's my library, that's his library. That Liliana is much less threatening than Liliana the Veil. It's ironic given that we brought in our ley lines. Ooh, we're actually gonna get a caster. It's tough. Yeah, I think we want to Inquisition first here, and we'll play our next card depending on what we see. If we get a snag like an Ancient Grudge.
Then you play
Uh,
the thing is though, you
actually,
probably
we
want
want
the page in before you play the Grudge, or discard the Grudge.
Yeah, we do. I want that Mill Rock in though. We do want to draw that Ancient Strings. We're not too concerned about Lingering Souls, so. Fuck your grudges.
This is like 4 colors.
That's really annoying. Yeah, this is gonna get stubborn denied. Yep. Crap.
Sorry, you were gonna leave that mana up and I talked you out of it.
I mean, the flip side is that the back half of our stuff then gets caught by. Our opponent doesn't have green mana. He does have Ancient Grudge. That's my guess based on this sequence of events.
Do you want to start right now is the question? Like a
I
backup?
don't. I want the backup lantern, I think.
Yeah, if you stir, you get the backup lantern.
Our opponent doesn't have potentially green mana.
You've got the backup cage. So right now, an Ancient Grudge in hand isn't as scary. Because Shredder's the only thing he can really get that hurts you at the moment.
We're kind of just hoping that he doesn't have that green mana. We'll find out.
Yeah. And then the game plan is keep him off green mana.
Yeah, I think so. Great, we know our opponent is patient with their cycling effects. This is Lingering Souls or Liliana, probably. Hopefully it's not bad Liliana. Yeah, that's fine. So eventually we're going to need a bridge.
I'll say we don't stirrings further. Yeah, the replica is kind of nice.
Yeah, I'd really like a welding jar though.
Well, that and he's about to get an Inquisition, so unless you mill the Inquisition, I think you actually have to go against what I just said and say go for the stirrings now because I don't think you're gonna get to keep it.
Well, I mean, we would get to draw an Abrupt Decay. That is the worst. Our opponent doesn't actually have a threat though.
No, and you've got an Inventor's Fair. Like it
That
sucks.
ley line is pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, like it sucks. But you were gonna keep the stirrings.
Does our opponent have a K command? It's another thing that would be kind of out here. Yep. Sure. Take you off that.
No zombie word for you.
It's also nice because it keeps him from like getting back Street Wraith and cycling it. I'm just gonna keep you off threats. And green mana. I know your next draw step is dead. Alright, it looks like we've probably got our opponent pretty much on lock. I think our game plan is still the same in terms of what we're denying them. Oh, never mind. Here's a K command. Oh, or a scoop. Almost the same thing. Yeah, that Death Shadow game was sweet. They are pretty mana hungry. Yeah, I think I did draw that second lantern.
You did.
For, I assume, the same reasons that you were thinking we should, which is, hey, this looks like a good hand to me. It does kind of suck that we don't have access to an artifact, but it's still an easy keep.
I've had discussions with Affinity players about Spires, Glimmervoid. What do you think about them from the lantern perspective?
I still like Glimmervoid better on the aggregates, just because it doesn't cost you life. Spire is also awkward, just not being able to like cast things. Pretty minor, but we're leading with the Spire here, so he doesn't untap an Ancient Grudges, and we lose both our land and our artifact.
Yeah, I think it's the one advantage Spire has, is it does survive a Shatterstorm.
It does. I know there are some people on the Lantern thread who like to be able to let's see, that makes this play much easier.
Oh, yeah.
What you got going on? Oh, that's delightful. Well, none of those do anything.
Yeah.
I really, really, really want a Lantern here. An Inventor's Fair is a close second. Although the Grafdigger's Cage... No, we want the Inventor's Fair. We're just going to start...
Well, that, and realize whatever you get's probably going to get stripped from your hand.
Nothing's getting stripped from my hand. I've got Playlines.
Oh, yeah.
That's why that hand was so funny.
I need more copy.
Yes. Alright, so as long as he doesn't have a Ancient Grudge in the top couple cards, this game should be ours. We're going to take another peek, make sure we've got perfect information. I'm pretty sure he drew this land. Yeah. That Traverse is fine.
He's going to get him a basic, because he has an instant sorcerer and a creature. But if he fetches, it gives him anything he wants.
Yeah, the Traverse is going to get him a creature, which is okay. Once we've got our bridge in our hand. Yeah, that's fair. In terms of the Spire Void split. Yep, this turn's going to suck for you. Oh, and that Ruins definitely puts it out of reach. First order of business is probably going to be Crucible of Worlds. Nope, can't have that.
You need more lives. Or more lands.
Stubborn Denial's obnoxious. He doesn't want it though, which is fine with us. Bobble does nothing. Kind of stresses our mill rocks, but he's going to play Ranger and shuffle it away anyway. It's too bad we cut our collective brutalities. We could just kill him.
I'm surprised once they have a traverse package, they don't consider something like a reclamation sage.
Alright, we're going to play greedy-ish here and get our Crucible.
Yeah.
Backup bridge is nice. Let's see here. So Ancient Grudge is still the card that we're concerned about.
So if we're
Not if we draw that Padim.
Well, yeah.
So the thing with Grudge is that it'll get both bridges if he finds one.
Yeah.
So our plan is just to shuffle with Lantern if one of those shows up.
Another option is to go get a cage with the fair.
Not a Grudge.
Yeah.
Yep. To be fair, he's drawing like a 2-outer with the Grudge. And he sees the writing on the wall. Alright. For what it's worth, the Jund matchup I think is quite a bit easier than the Grixis matchup, just because of their cantrips mostly, specifically Thought Scour. I hate that card. It controls the top of our deck, it controls the top of his deck, it gives him a random look at a card, it gives him a card at instant speed, and that plus Snapcaster Mage make that just nightmarish. This one at least you get the games where sometimes you play a Leyline against their 3 discard spell hand and that's most of their interaction. Sorry. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching, by the way. Hopefully the commentary is not too boring. Basically, I suppose the hope is for newer Lantern pilots to maybe give you some idea of some of the pitfalls and traps with the deck, since it does take a long time to learn. And obviously for the guys who do play a ton, it's interesting to bounce ideas off each other. I do run a Crucible in the main. It is a card that I'm willing to cut in certain circumstances. We keep this hand. But for the most part, it's been really good, and the meta's not fast enough right now that I really like the redundancy of it. And I win a lot of games off just like random, you know, obviously fair with it is incredible. Being able to get back like ruins that you had to mill earlier to give you that redundancy, and then like there are some games where you just ghost quarter your opponent out of the game. As a matter of fact, I've won a lot of games against Grixis Death Shadow that way, where it's just like ghost quarter your red source, ghost quarter your red source, ghost quarter your red source.
Or the green source.
Yeah, or your green source. You've seen that as well. Don't stubborn deny me.
Jeskai Spirits?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
So the double bridges is probably good enough here. As long as he doesn't draw another spell queller.
Yeah.
And even then we've got an Infernal Tutor for another bridge. So our hand's kind of slow, but we should be fine. The GP control list, like the one that had the ley lines in the main.
No, I think he's asking the opponent, maybe?
Oh, I have not seen this as a GP list yet, but that could be the case. Hey, we found our last land. Mana leak would actually be really annoying here. He's probably just reading the card, but it would be another instance of Glimmer Void being obnoxious.
Yeah, we looked at the GP Copenhagen lists, but we were mainly focusing on the Lantern guy, the top board there.
Our opponent doesn't have a extra untapped source, so we're just gonna jam this.
Yeah.
I should probably just be free roll activating Pixis. I generally will do that because it's not gonna affect our opponent put one on top, so let's deny them of that. Imagine this eats a spell queller. Does not.
You gonna try to burn him out then?
Good luck. There's not that much burn in this list. Given that, I'm just gonna wait, I think. I could Brutality this turn, but I kind of want to get a look at his hand and try and Infernal Tutor in the same turn. So our opponent has, presumably, Nahiri Emrakul, which might be another reason he was thinking long about the Pixis. I run 2 of those main and really like it. These Pixis of Pandemonium. Let's have a look. Spell queller it. Yes, perfect. All right, now we Infernal Tutor for Lantern.
I really hope there's not a spell
The game really
pierce or
spirals.
something in there.
Even a Spell Pierce, we can just get it back with the Ruins next turn. And from here, it should just be a matter of
How do you get it back with the rules?
if he Spell Pierced it.
No, I was hoping on the tutor.
I'm willing to fight over instant speed card draw here, just because it's annoying. I don't think he's got that many live cards in his deck. Another Spell Queller is super annoying, but ultimately...
Well, and the Pixis is amazing against Emrakul decks.
He does have quite a bit of removal, or burn.
That's what I think his plan is.
Piling Needle is going to go on Nahiri. I'm still really not concerned about being burned out. Our opponent doesn't even want that burn spell. Serum Vision's new Lantern Pilots is usually not worth fighting over for what it's worth. Sorcerer speed card draw. Logic Knot is annoying enough that I'm going to fight over it. Yeah, I agree. I've been playing 2 Pixis for quite a long time. Actually, one off the against Eldrazi Tron off of the second half of it the other day. Not something I do very often, but it's pretty sweet. Snapcaster Mage is our arch nemesis. We're not going to let him have that. take another Mill Rock, which is probably going to get Spell Quellered. It should get Spell Quellered if he knows what he's doing. Yep. Still not sure what our opponent's plan is to actually win this game.
There are some people who, if they don't play against Lantern often, just kind of have the idea, I'll run down their clock by making them play it out. And I think if the Lantern player doesn't entirely know what they're doing, that's not the worst strategy, but here, like, Rock's fast enough on it, he's just gonna burn your clock.
Additionally,
Ghost Quarter Loop?
I have found... Yeah, we're going to probably start going after their... Actually, we're probably not. I think I just don't want to be shuffling their library. We know they have nothing in hand. I'm just going to keep fighting over instant speed card, draw spells. Logic Knot is still obnoxious. I meant to mill that in my upkeep, but oh well. On guard.
I would Ghost Quarter him there. Because you can Ghost Quarter and then get it back.
Yeah, that's a good
probably
point.
Shuffle.
We're going to be drawing this Thoughtseize next turn anyway. Oh.
Okay. He did Shuffle. So
our opponent does have Cryptics. God, stop drawing Snapcaster Mages. Jesus.
okay.
I think I missed replaying my...
If his plan is burn, go after Bryce.
Alright, our opponent keeps letting us Ghost Quarter him off cards.
So you're not okay, put the land next turn. Okay.
Definitely letting him have that burn spell. And since we're not low enough for it to matter.
I don't know if I'm a big fan of other stuff.
I'm not either, but I'd like to draw this Ancient Stirrings.
Fair.
There, Jesus, second Mill Rock. We don't want that Academy runs on top of our library. And that Inventor's Fair should be...
Because Ghost Quarter Loop is fun, and Inventor's Fair Loop is awesome.
Hate that card so much.
Yeah, that's something. I don't. Have we even looked at the Kobe lists? Like we looked at Copenhagen, but
Oh, I didn't realize Kobe was going on. Yeah, it's probably the one that I missed.
I mentioned, or I saw some mention on the stream of Copenhagen to it, but I hadn't actually been checking it out.
We're gonna grab an extra Pixis just so we don't. Inventor's Fair lets us not care about burn spells at all.
Or Noble Hierarchs.
So our opponent has Snapcast Mages. We don't care about an extra one of those. Who even runs Electrolyze anymore? It's not even good against any decks. I would like to get this Surgical, so I'm not going to pop this Fair right now. I'm just going to Surgical Cryptic Command. I think that's his only thing that does anything anymore. And our opponent should at least be fetching there, I think, rather than drawing another fetch land.
I think again that's another when you're just learning to play against Lantern thing. You're like, oh, I'll hold up fetch lands and I'll fetch to preserve and get into something that matters. You'd need like 7 fetches for that.
Get out of his library.
What's left? 3 bolts, 2 helixes, and paths, and a staffy.
Yep, but the Snapcaster Mage doesn't really matter. Yeah, we're at 2 high life.
Yeah, I think the opponent is just really just trying to run down the clock with the idea that the laner can never win in a good amount of time.
I still think this is a better Moto deck than it is in real life.
Except for Kentucky.
Yeah, Kataki is super annoying to play through on Moto and much easier to play through in real life, but kind of just on autopilot here. Our opponent doesn't have anything that matters. But since we don't have a shared clock, like, A, you don't have to spend the time shuffling, and B, they don't get to eat up bits of your clock with their decision making. So while I'm frequently lower than my opponent, because most Moto players are pretty savvy, time-wise, like, I never come close to timing out on Moto. I won't say never, but it's very infrequent. Much less frequent than real life.
It has to be a very grindy matchup.
So our opponent's not playing Nahiri Emrakul, which is nice. They're playing this ton of burn. That's unnecessary. Graph Digger's Cage, Spell Skite. I'm gonna bring in the extra Abrupt Decay to hit Spell Quellers because they're ridiculously annoying. Padim is a bit of a question mark. I expect him to leave his burn in, so 2 burn spells probably deals with her most of the time. I think we have to respect Stony Silence.
He's thinking Leyline for the burn. I don't know if there's enough burn.
I don't think we want Leyline for the burn. I think we don't want Pithing Needle.
If he had more of it,
I'm willing to cut at least a bridge in this matchup. He doesn't have a whole lot of attackers. I'm going to cut a Brutality. It doesn't actually kill all that much. It's just a discard spell that hits Crucible, and cutting an Opal is fine because they're really not a fast deck. Yeah, so I've seen that idea espoused a lot there, Prophet. The idea of just like let them draw every dead card in their deck game 1. This is functionally a mulligan to 4, but I'm gonna keep it. We've got Lantern plus Millrock. Hopefully our Millrock doesn't get countered. That's gonna make it harder for them to counter it. The trouble is I've had opponents who will delay to like 20 minutes on the clock, and then scoop, and then that makes it really hard for you to win a game 3 if they take game 2. It happened to me at a RPTQ actually. Don't Ceremonious Rejection. Ooh, Abrupt Decay is nice. So I definitely want this Millrock to resolve. Let's see here. We've got a couple of lines we can take. Spreading Seas doesn't really matter.
no. If it's snap because it gives him the ceremonious rejection twice, the bolt twice.
I think it is.
Like both of those, like the ceremonious rejection sucks, but unless you're gonna surgical it, I think you just give it to him once.
Well, we do have some cages in, I hope. I'm pretty sure I brought those in. We've got a cage. This does kind of force him to burn that ceremonious rejection. Actually, I don't think he'll even burn the ceremonious rejection. I think he probably wants that Grim Lavamancer. Let me have it. Let me have it. Yes.
There you go. Thinker's back.
That is a. That's gonna be our abrupt decay target. Now our abrupt decay is getting really strained. I think I just don't let him have that. Oh, or we just let him have it anyway.
Yeah. This one is Eros. We named him after the Greek god of love because he's a little cuddler.
Yeah, he is. Gosh, all the things that matter. It'd be sweet to just get like a free draw step. We're gonna mill that plains off the top of his library. Spreading Seas is obnoxious, but fine. So our opponent's got Spell Queller, Jace in hand. Are we just on the mana denial plan?
Seems good.
I think we are.
Well, he has 2 spreading seeds at this point.
He does.
What else was in hand?
2 Spreading Seas, a Spell Queller, a Jace. That's fine.
We haven't seen that bolt yet.
We haven't
And
seen the
ceremonious
bolt.
rejection.
I don't care about the bolt. The ceremonious rejection is probably going after bridge.
Yeah.
I don't feel like slogging through negate really. Yeah, that's whatever. If we just don't let him have enough mana to do things, though, I'm gonna use this chance to surgical spell queller out of his hand.
And get a good luck.
Get out, get out, get out, get out.
Jace, 2 spreading seeds.
Yep.
Okay. So keep him up with 4 mana for sure.
I want to replay that. Keep him off that. It's instant speed card draw and super annoying.
No. I think we're we're gonna wait to craft the fair until there's something we don't want to draw in the library. Because like right there, I think we wanted that full collar spell.
Yep, that was the thinking. I'm actually gonna let him have this Lavamancer.
So you can kill it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we can get rid of a... Alright, so he has recognized that he needs mana. You can't have that card. You can't have that card either.
Ooh, another surgical. If we're really wanting to go resource denial, and surgical, the Hollow Fountain.
Nope, he's hit his 4th land now, so we gotta adjust our game plan.
Yeah, with 3 cryptics in command there.
So now we're gonna be mana flooding him and keeping him off threats.
He just spreading sees the fair, so actually you could replicate spreading seas.
I could. I don't think we're gonna do that though. What's our game plan here? I don't think I want him to have that. I don't really care to draw another land. So our opponent's got a Grim Lavamancer and a Jace, which is going to tax our removal. I'm actually going to surgical the Grim Lavamancer. Because we're on, I think we're on threat denial right now. Yeah, we're definitely on threat denial.
2 bolts and 3 snaps.
It's also a nice surgical targets.
Yeah, I think I kind of liked it better. Lavamancer, but we didn't have it available. Oh yeah, replicate him. I think it's the only way to keep him ultimating.
I didn't really want a Blooming Marsh, but we'll take one, I guess. Let's get that shit out of here. This extra lantern is really important because his line to win, I think, was to Cryptic Command, bouncing our lantern, and then Ceremonious Rejection it on the way back down. And this takes away that line. It just doesn't have enough mana. Actually, probably have been fine taking that Nature's Claim. Oh well. He's got like burn spells and spreading seas and cryptics.
But realize the cryptic until he gets more land.
My opponent wonders if I enjoy making people want to kill themselves. My response is yes. Alright, 4-0. Yep, exactly. That was kind of where we got to with that game. Cool. 4-0. Let's see if we can chalk up another 5-0. Again, this is just a friendly league, so not always the highest caliber of opponents, but we don't have infinite disposable income, so I try to keep Magic as cheap as possible, and it's easier to earn back your league on these. we don't enjoy actually making them kill themselves. We enjoy making them want to and just feel that little bit of pain. As long as they don't follow through. Hopefully nobody has followed through. That is the crux of it, mono bolts, to me. Like, I realize that the deck always doesn't make opponents happy to be playing, but the lines available to us and just like the crafting of getting to the point where the lock is full is really intriguing and really fun to me. And there's so many, like, you have to be able to switch all the time, like that game where we just tried to deny them of mana, and then when we couldn't deny them of mana anymore, we switched to denying them of threats. And you have to be willing to do weird things, like that was why I surgical that Grim Lavamancer, even though it looked kind of bad, was because I only had the one Abrupt Decay, so Lavamancer plus Jace would have been a huge problem for us. And that's the other thing, yeah, like, obviously it takes us a while to close out games, but really we're all just doing the same thing, and I don't think there's really much difference between what we're doing and playing like a counter-based control deck or infecting someone on turn 2 or 3. Like, it's all just different ways of doing the same thing, and ultimately we don't want our opponent to win, and so nobody's happy losing. Eight rack. Now there's a skill-intensive deck. And Tron, my favorite.
Is it your turn? Okay, it's your turn. You have to jump. You're a big boy, you can do this.
We keep this hand, hopefully that Ancient Stirrings turns into a Mill Rock. Another thing, if there are any new players watching, in terms of keeps and mulligans, if you've been watching until now, you've seen a lot of hands with lands and spells that I've mulliganed, because when your deck is designed around these synergies, you really need, most of the time you want Lantern or Bridge in your opener, is sort of a general good rule of thumb. There are some hands you'll keep that don't have those, but most of the time, if it doesn't have one of those two things, you should be shipping it. Ooh, our opponent's playing Storm and we have a Surgical on top of our library. Our opponent's playing Ad Nauseam. Still good to have a Surgical on top of our library. I love this matchup. This matchup is so good.
We want to peek at the hand, discard something potentially.
I think so. So your Pithing Needle on Lightning Storm is a free roll. Let's just see what they're working with.
Could just take out Lightning Storm.
Yeah, that's what you need in this matchup. It's like the only thing you need in this matchup. That Ad Nauseam is a little bit troublesome. Although if they go for like a value Ad Nauseam at the end of our turn, we're going to Surgical it. Except then they get a potentially Pact of Negation that. Really, we just want to get... then they just Angel's Grace and Ad Nauseam again.
Angel's Grace with what white mana?
With the white mana that they'll untap.
Okay.
It'd be really sweet if this is lightning. There's so many lightnings. If this is the build that doesn't have Lab Man in the main. Please try that top. I know you want that card. Yes. This gives me way more time to set up.
Do we have a mill rock?
We don't have a mill rock yet. I'm gonna let him have this. This card does nothing for 4 turns. If we haven't decided the game by then. And since we've got that time, I'm just gonna wait to draw this Ensnaring Bridge. Another thing about playing the deck, new people. So this could be, as long as one of these Ancient Stirrings hits a non-Pixis Mill Rock, we just end the game on the spot right here. Unless he can Scry at bottom. Can he Scry at bottom? No. Yeah, this should be good enough. Come on, Mill Rock in our top 10. Hey, there's one. Yep, we're searchable on that. Anyway, what I was getting to saying is that if there's something you want on top of your library, it's usually incorrect to cast Ancient Stirrings. What? Our opponent is playing a Labman build. So we have to keep him off the combination of Labman and Spoils of the Vault at this point.
Maybe not having white mana is also nice right now.
Yeah, the white mana doesn't do... It can matter in some instances, but it's not... Him getting white mana does nothing here. We're probably just fighting over cantrips mostly.
Well, I'm getting at is he can't try to combo off without the enchantment or the instant.
We're going to fight over Spoils of the Vault. Yep, this is why we drew our Ensnaring Bridge. Actually, let's see what's underneath that. Spoils first. Alright.
But this kind of situation here is why you don't take out every bridge in this matchup, because they sometimes get desperate enough to hard cast the Simian Spirit Guide.
Yep.
It's a lantern up top.
We don't really want the lantern, but we'll take it. I'm going to take the Pixis. I like having a mix of mill both and mill you effects. Just lets you kind of churn through your library a little more effectively. But this is the hard block. Our opponent is not going to win from this point. He's got 2 Spoils of the Vault left and a Laboratory Maniac, and that's his only way to win. And we're not giving him those. Active Negation is annoying. Serum Visions is fine. Draw this Surgical, and Surgical is Spoils to make his outs even thinner.
Yeah, I was gonna say pop the Shredder to get the other Surgical, but then you that's where you draw it.
Hey! Alright, you can't have that card. You can't have this card anymore. This is one of the more lopsided matchups in my opinion. It's still losable, but Ad Nauseam is usually really pretty favorable. Just watch out for ley lines post board. Yeah, I have no idea why our opponent's still playing. I mean, technically he gets information on our deck, I guess. Yeah, he's just F6 mode. I think he just wants the info. Hope that Ancient Stirrings accelerates us a little. This is a matchup where I advocate blind milling your opponent. I think I even want that surgical anymore. Just because this is some portion of games you'll mill enough lands that they can't lightning storm you, or you'll hit their win conditions.
But he'd have to answer the needle.
Yeah, so post board they have ways of answering needle. I usually won't bring in ley lines until I see a Hurkyl's Recall. I'll bring in Spell Skies because I think Echoing Truth is the slightly more frequently played hate card, and they usually will bring in Patrician Scorn, which deals with ley lines anyway, so we don't want that. Talk less, play more.
What's the wording on Angel Scrapes?
You can't lose the game in this turn, and your opponent's or damage that would drop you to less than 1.
Okay.
So we know that our opponent has no outs left in their deck, but Sleight of Hand is actually the most dangerous cantrip they have because it lets them see a card that you can't control. 14, 13, 12. I'll just tutor up a Mill Rock here and end the game. Mill you, mill us, mill us.
I think he's gonna try to maybe Angel's Grace another turn.
That's fine. I mean, we've got
Yeah.
19 minutes left on our clock. We've spent literally 5 minutes milling him to death. Why not? Now we're gonna just mill the rest of his cards. I don't board out the needles because there are combinations like you get weird combinations that win the game. Like Abrupt Decay is actually really good because that plus needle on Lightning Storm is frequently good enough, and a lot of times you'll get them to go for the Labman win and you just Abrupt Decay it in response. Obviously any sort of surgical type effect is good. Welding Jar doesn't do much, Spell Sky does. Cards that we cut.
A couple of bridges?
Bridges, I cut down to 1. And then an Opal because they're really not a very fast deck. And this is usually fine. I think I missed anything. Sometimes Nature's Claim and Seal of Primordium. Oh yeah, we do want those. Oops, I want those, I want those. Welding Jar, we're going to submit deck with 61 just so we don't miss that.
Is it?
I'm going to cut a Pixis.
Seals can be for the ley lines or it can be for the Phyrexian Unlife.
Yeah, mostly Leyline. It's Infernal Tutor. I think I'd rather just have the Mill Rock. Yeah, this looks pretty good. So, despite my...
Ancient Grudge.
let's see. So if they have Leyline, we probably just lose. I think I'm willing to take that chance here. do have the awkward tension of, do we mill ourselves for ruins or do we mill them to just try and hit their ship? I think it's higher odds to be milling ourselves. I think we can do better on 6, actually. This is a better 6. I don't think we really... Actually, I do want the extra colored source. Alright, our opponent didn't start with leyline, which is good. I also will frequently wait with my thought seizes. Till like turn 3-ish, let them do some digging, and then try and snag what they dig to.
I see your time.
Yeah, 3 cages is
AKA
it's just
Ancient Grudge.
What's our opponent doing? Yeah, so it's good against Vizier combo, it's good against, obviously, Dredge. It's not, like, really necessary against Dredge if they have any number of Ancient Grudges. It's great versus the Snapcaster decks, but where I want 3 usually is any sort of Company Core deck. Dredge.
Elves.
Yeah, Elves I count as Company Core deck. I don't know, I just like having that extra edge. And it makes the Dredge matchup feel so much better. I already run 3 Surgicals main for matchups like this where they're just incredible. And they get really hard game 1, I think, if you don't have that extra extraction effect. Let's see here. Let's take a look at MTG top 8 and see what decks I'm forgetting that I want those against. You've seen me bring some in against Grudge type decks and some in against Snapcaster decks, but usually it's not all 3. And that is a semi-flex slot in the sideboard, but I've been happy enough with it that I'd probably be looking to swap out a Padim or the 3rd Welding Jar before I'd swap that out. Modern. I'll bring like 1 in as a hedge against Affinity. Bant type decks. Ooh, that's awkward.
Probably taking the lantern.
He should take the lantern. Oh, that Glimmer Void Scry top sucks now. It's alright. Puts a card on top. So hopefully we stir into Millrock.
Lantern?
It's that or Needle. I think oof, that's close. I think our 2 Thought Seizers are going to be enough that we don't need the Needle just yet. Don't counter it. Boo. It's alright, we're just going to Thought Seize it. Another reason this matchup is generally pretty positive is that we get to just... Alright, well now we need to find an Abrupt Decay. Which our opponent is doing nothing.
Yeah, it's Spirit Guide.
He does have like a semi-fast clock.
Have you played your Yeah.
Yeah, I played through Limber Void. We don't need to cast the extra Thoughtseize because it doesn't do anything. I kind of don't expect him to play that Simian Spirit Guide. Yep, you can
Well,
have
he
that.
doesn't have the red to cast it.
He'd have to pop a
use it.
Bloom, which honestly I think is probably correct on his part.
Just to get bodies on the field.
Yeah, I should have Thoughtseized that, but... Because now our clock gets cut down quite a bit. I might have punted this one. We'll see what our opponent does. Did we already make it through that whole playlist? There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. Fuck. Yeah, this was bad on our part. So we're drawing live to fair. Abrupt Decay does some work. Cannot let our opponent have that. Yep, that was bad Thoughtseize. I sided out all but one. I don't want to Ghost Quarter him so I can activate Fair if I find it. Yep, Phyrexian on life. Doesn't matter as long as I can give you ad nauseum. Although the more of these mills that we have to spend on him, the fewer that we have on ourselves, which is obnoxious. Oh my gosh, just play it. It doesn't matter. You're going to beat me to death or you're not.
Is it 5 to activate the Nightmare Spare?
4 plus the Fair.
Okay.
Alright, well, our opponent is deep in the tank over whether or not he wants to cast this Phyrexian on life that does nothing. Or no, it's not even the Phyrexian on life. He's got, I think it's Angel's Grace right now.
No, he has a Phyrexian on life, I believe.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
But they're talking about maybe Ghost Quartering yourself for the shuffle effect.
Nope. Gonna want that.
Like I said,
One of the reasons this deck is also frustrating to play is that little things like not Thoughtseizing a useless card out of your opponent's hand sometimes kill you. I think our opponent, as long as it's not exactly spoils one card down, we get to just Thoughtseize out whatever it ends up being.
yeah, he doesn't have double white right now, so that's fine. Okay, so they probably have a good point about Ghost Quartering yourself, because you have enough mana to pop the Bear.
Yeah, Ghost Quartering ourselves is a line. I think this turn is not the turn to take it quite yet.
Because otherwise you're drawing another Thoughtseize.
Yeah, I'm gonna Credit Shredder myself.
Okay.
Punt, punt, punt. Need Fair or Abrupt Decay or
Bridge. No one on bridge.
Bridge. Like another Mill Rock if we're not going to draw one of those. You have literally nothing you can do right now. You have a sleight of hand in your hand.
Maybe he's on the phone or...
It's got to be something like that.
There's that Nexus. Give her back up.
So next turn we're going to get attacked to 4. I think I'm going to take this just for the ability to dig further. I don't think I'm going to Thoughtseize just because Abrupt Decay I want to still be more live. And we can always control the top card that he's looking at. So if we die here, then we die here. We're probably already dead because I'm bad.
Ghost Quarters.
I'll wait till our upkeep. Unfortunately, that card is a turn too late now. Yeah, maybe one bridge is a little low to cut. I don't know. If I wasn't bad, we'd have like twice as many turns to deal with this, and I would have just drawn the Inventor's Fair and we'd be fine. But I was bad this game, so hopefully game 3 goes in our favor. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Now I'm back on ice.
The shuffler on MODO's, I'm pretty convinced, glitched.
More times than not, we get
So I'm not keen on relying on the lantern to shuffle away that ad nauseum so we don't die. We're probably just dead anyway. Oh my gosh, opponent.
click OK. It is okay for us to do this.
So if we're already digging as deep as we can, I like having the flexible mill rocks up last. The ones that can target. At least I'm pretty sure that's how I usually do it.
I mean, unless
Just
you go,
because then we've got the ability to, if we've managed to hit what we want, we have the ability to mill either ourselves or them. Yeah, it might be. I don't know. We don't show a clock though, so unlike real life where I'd be irate right now, I'd just let him run down his clock and bitch about it, I guess. Well, sorry about this one, guys. Letting us down. So another shuffle here is counting on exactly bridge. It's fine. Abrupt decay is close to good enough.
as you return.
Let's get rid of that card. Unfortunately, we've now turned off
Inventor's Fair tops.
we knew Inventor's Fair was already off. It's another thing we're going to have to deal with at some point. Like next turn when he won't draw that mine, so I'm going to activate Pixis first, but... Come on, baby. We've got 2 Abrupt Decays and a Nature's Claim buys us a turn. And obviously the aforementioned Bridge. And a Spellskite. Spellskite's actually probably one of the better ones we could find. So we've got a pretty good number of looks.
You didn't use a sleight of hand, good. That buys you a turn.
Oh, it feels so bad.
Yeah. And then the stir next turn would be bad.
No, well, so Stirring only hits Spellskite at this point as an out.
Okay. For your mana.
Yeah, that double Ghost Quarter was necessary, but... Oh, block! Oh, stops. We need stops so we don't lose.
You gonna go for the tap one?
Hiding Needle does nothing. Again, I like having a mix of mill rocks. Down to 4. Staying alive is going through my head right now. That's good enough.
We're gonna toss a thought piece.
We do actually.
Drain and negative.
No, I want to get that thing out of his sleight of hand out of his hand.
No, good call. Yeah, that's what you want to do.
Getting there.
cast a sleight of hand? We just forgot.
Yeah, he did, because he saw there was a Dark Six Shores on top of his library. I'm not sure if I want to give him this Plains, although he's so low on cards. Like, we've got a lot of selection over our draw step. I think the Plains is fine. We're not going to let you have that, though. This is one of the few matchups where if I do cut a Mill Rock, I'll cut a Codex Shredder over a Pixis, or over a... Hey, there's that card we've been looking for. Don't need to worry about that Simian Spirit Guide in hand anymore. Well, fortunately our deck didn't punish us for being bad. We're definitely drawing that Ghoul Caller's Bell. We actually have fewer cards than our opponent. Which, as you guys all know, literally doesn't matter, but I can't let you have Echoing Truth.
We need to look at ruins.
Yeah, we'll find a ruins. Not at all worried about that.
Echoing Truth.
So rather than mill at the end of his turn, since we've got another mill rock that gets us through Leyline on top of our deck, we're just going to draw it, cast it, and hope he doesn't have 3 in a row. Yeah, exactly. So even though we've got a smaller library, we just find ruins eventually. Like, that's the thing about this deck with its inevitability, is just like, you can't beat me. I would have won a match against a Bant Eldrazi opponent through Stony Silence for that exact reason. He didn't have any outs left, and I had Fair to hold off his Hierarchs.
We got rid of the other Spirit Guide.
The other Spirit Guide doesn't matter anymore.
True.
So now we're just going to solidify our lock. I'm going to take that. Doesn't matter, we got plenty of time.
He doesn't, but we do.
I want him not to have that sleight of hand more than I'm concerned about drawing Surgical.
So you can get it back. Did we take Crucible out, or is it still in?
Crucible should still be in.
Okay.
Lightning Storm also, we need to make sure we keep... Actually, we can just... Yeah, we don't want to give him Lightning Storm.
No, because he's got his prisms. We can just hold lands for a while.
You can't have that card. I want that card, though.
Yes. Okay.
So our plan this turn is going to be to get back Codex Shredder, or Codex Shredder back Nature's Claim. And that'll do it. So, cool. Well, you guys are good luck charms. This is the second 5-0 on camera, so appreciate you guys tuning in. Also, very open to critiques on, I don't know, how to make the stream better. And on my play. Obviously, it's not flawless, seeing how this game turned out. There you go, and Shredder that guy back, or Ruins that guy back. Our opponent might be entering scoop phase. Do we have any? We do have another shredder to get back. Yep, that spirit guide is too late.
We can block it. Because you think Simian Spirit Guide flies, but it doesn't.
No, we'll fight over that. Ooh, he had both the Hercles and the Echoing Truth.
Now he's gonna try to do something to go for that, I think.
Oop, we're back in the tank with nothing to do.
Uh-oh.
Maybe if you guys are lucky, we'll get a rage timeout. It'd be a good way to end this one. This is my reward for winning this match. These are delicious. If anybody hasn't had them, oh my gosh, they're so good. Oh, nope, we're back in the tank. It does. I think the timeout is like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it is. It's 10 minutes. Because I had a computer that wasn't the best, so to give me a chance to restart the whole computer and get back into the game before it actually took me out of the game.
We don't need that. Abrupt decay. We're almost caught up with our opponent in terms of library size.
Let's see, computer is next.
See if they give us some salt. That card's not good enough anymore. That was their last way to kill us, I think.
Of what?
The lightning storm.
Yeah.
Toss back an extra mill rock for good measure, but our opponent has no cards left in their library functionally.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Was that this game? That was the unfortunate start of this game, was getting thought seized.
Mm-hmm.
And as we can see, even with all my time tanking and talking, like, we've still got 8 minutes left on our clock with an opponent who made us mill them out completely each time, so. Plenty of time to win with MODO. Angel's Grace. Angel's Grace.
Yes. doing it? Oh, nope.
The end. Alright guys, that's going to be all for me today. Thank you all for tuning in. We're up to 10 viewers, so hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and some good lantern magic, good sweat there at the end. And we'll catch you guys all on the Facebook page and the primer thread. So, see you guys.
For Charlotte.
Oh, and I'll upload these to YouTube again, and hopefully the music that's not that good in the background is not copyrighted, so it should be easier to see it this time. See ya.